Welcome to BingeMedia.net, and this is Just Tell Me What Happens, the show where I spoil everything for this guy, Alyx and Sierra.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the Binge Media YouTube channel. And this is law. We got to make sure people know this is spoiler territory. This is a spoiler-filled show.
This is head-to-toe spoilers because for whatever reason, Alyx has decided not to go see Superman as it is meant to be seen in a theater. And he wants me to tell him what happens.
That's right.
Not because you're lazy, not because you hate Superman. You just said to me before we started recording, you don't really know anything. You got no question. You got nothing to add about Superman, right?
I got nothing on Superman, dog. I mean, I was looking at the, the list of Superman films according to Wikipedia.
Right.
Includes all the different versions. And I ain't got much of anything, dog.
What have you seen? A lot of them or any of them?
I've seen, let's see, going back to the 70s, right? 78. Seen Superman. Seen Superman 2, Superman 3.
Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
No, we're beyond peace at that point. I don't want peace. No, I wasn't jiving with it at that point.
Right.
Let's see. I suppose I watched Justice League because I watched the Snyder cut.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
No Man of Steel and no Batman vs Superman. Never seen those ones.
Nope. Right. No desire.
So
I'll tell you what though. The one thing that I do give myself a little pat on the back for is always being a champion of the graphic novel Red Son.
Oh, yes.
So that's where I'm very Superman-y. I really like that take.
I'm not what you would call a Superman guy either. I don't. He's never been very interesting to me. Like, I love Superman the movie as a child, right? It's like probably obviously the first superhero movie I ever seen, and I thought it was amazing. I loved Superman 2. But as far as modern day superheroes, like when Man of Steel and all that era started, I saw it, but I just wasn't very interested in any of it.
Yeah.
Even Superman Returns, I know it was supposed to be like a return to that, like Richard Donner's Superman kind of storyline, and he did everything in his power to make it exactly like those movies. It was just okay. You know what I mean? I've always seen, like, to take a phrase from my kids, he's always seemed OP to me, overpowered, right?
Okay.
And I could predict almost every movie. Someone's gonna fucking try to beat him with kryptonite. Like that's the entire plot of the movie, right?
Yeah.
It just got really boring to me.
I think that's what it is, right? I mean, that's what it is for me. I don't really find like the character all that interesting. And then from what I can tell, right? I haven't actually seen him. And people don't know, we're going to do the new Superman 2025.
That's right. We
What's
could have done the whole
James
franchise.
Gunn.
We should have done the whole franchise for you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. We can do that now. Why don't we just do that now and just do every single Superman film known to man?
No way. No, I'm not doing that.
All right.
There is enough in this movie to cover the entire franchise. I'll tell you that right now. Like I said, while I'm not, the biggest movie fan, he does have some great comic book stories. Red Son being one of them. It's a fantastic story. I love it.
Yeah. But that's a one-off, though, right? I mean,
that's a one-off. Yeah. But the portrayal of him in Dark Knight Returns is fantastic, right? Like they kind of did it in Batman versus Superman, but they didn't really. Where Superman's just kind of like this puppet for the government, right?
Yeah.
He just kind of does whatever the U.S. government wants him to do, and Batman's kind of sick of it and fucking challenges him. Interesting take there. Like, there's a lot of interesting takes on him. Movies have always been the same fucking take for me. It's just always
right.
He's the best at everything. Kryptonite. Somehow he beats the kryptonite, and then he wins in the end. That's every single Superman movie. So.
Probably going to get those scenes where it shows off his speed and his accuracy and
like fucking
strength
bullets
and
bouncing off him or something like that. Yeah. Now, what did interest me here is obviously the James Gunn factor.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm a huge Guardians guy. That was the exact opposite for me. That's superheroes that I never even heard of, and then he made them, one of, if not my favorite trilogy of the MCU. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
what he did there was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that's what interested me. I didn't know any of the cast. Like, do you watch Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? Have you watched that?
No, I haven't seen
So
it.
that the chick from that plays Lois Lane. Like, there's a lot of things here that other people might be interested in. I didn't know anybody in this movie, right?
Gotcha.
So
Oh, just to go back to James Gunn real quick. That's the biggest pull for me.
yeah.
I'm a huge James Gunn guy. I love him. Obviously, love the Guardians movies. Big Suicide Squad fan. Love that movie. And I know he gets a lot of shit, but I suppose most comic book directors do, right? You're not going to win over everybody. He's done pretty well,
Yeah.
but the detractors don't really get in my ear about his films.
Right. And there's even more in this time around, right? Because it's Superman. They're coming off of kind of a failed attempt at this franchise with Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
And Snyder's got some rabid fans that fucking any little snippet that came out of this movie, any clip, any trailer, any bit of news was just attacked full on online by these Snyder fans, right? Because they said
Sure.
he never got a chance to fulfill what he wanted to do with the franchise, and he was rushed and all that. And yeah, if you watch those movies, it was rushed and it was a fucking mess. To be fair, it was going against the MCU, who at like kind of right in the middle of their prime, like fucking banger after banger after banger, and this all
not much is going to take that down.
Yeah, and it was, and Snyder seemed like he was trying to copy that, and it just getting darker and darker with every movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was a weird time for DC. I think Nolan's Batman movies kind of ruined DC because while they're fantastic, everyone wanted to go darker, right? Like everyone wanted to get grittier with their superheroes. Like if you look at Man of Steel, his costume in Man of Steel, it's so dark. Like it's dark blue and dark red and dark yellow, and everything's dark, right? And then you get all the stuff for this movie coming out, and everything's bright and everything's colorful, and Gunn's going to bring the music, right? And it's going to be there's going to be silliness, and there's going to be all this stuff. So the hype was high for this movie, but also the built-in detractors from this movie were already there too. They hated this movie no matter what it was going to be.
They were always going to hate it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I was coming from a spot like I was kind of like right in the middle. Like I didn't give a fuck, right? Like I didn't care. Like I don't hate Superman. I don't hate Superman movies. I just they're kind of boring to me after a while. So I was just walking in going, let's see what he can do with this. I don't want DC to be better than Marvel because obviously like I'm an MCU fanboy,
yeah.
But the MCU movies have sucked lately. Like they don't grab me, right? Hopefully Fantastic Four does that, but as far as this goes, I don't know. Let's see how we did.
All right. And again, I didn't see Suicide Squad in the theater.
Right.
Even being a James Gunn guy.
Did you watch Peacemaker?
I did not finish that. Right. I didn't finish that, but I did like it though.
So I guess some of Peacemaker's supposed to be canon going forward. And then James Gunn's first kind of debut with DC was the Man, what was it? Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve biography.
Okay.
So James Gunn wanted to make sure that came out before anything. And then there's a Creature Commandos was an animated show I never watched. That is kind of comes before this, and now this is obviously his big one. And his next movie is supposed to be Supergirl. So
okay, has that been cast yet or no?
She's cast. They haven't really. Oh yeah, there's two casts. Like so, she's cast. What's her name from House of the Dragon? Millie Alcock.
Oh yeah.
She's Supergirl, and Momoa is coming back, but he's not playing Aquaman. He's going to play a character called Lobo, a villain in the DC universe. So those are the two big castings for that.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So it's already confusing, right? He was fucking Aquaman two movies ago.
Sure.
Flash,
and not like not a small part either.
All right, let's do this. This is going to get wild. I've decided to break this down to its simplest form for you right off the beginning. Okay, I'm going to give you what Lex Luthor's plan is in this film,
Okay.
and then we're going to go back and kind of I'll cover how we get through this plan and how it ends.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. So Lex, played by Nicholas Hoult, who is you know him, right? He played the Beast in
Yep. Absolutely.
the original X or the young X-Men movies.
Mm-hmm.
So he hates Superman. This takes place 3 years after Superman's kind of introduced himself to the world.
Okay.
Interesting kind of text at the beginning. 300 years ago, metahumans have been on planet, or have been like around, right?
Okay. Mhm.
And then like 30 years ago, Superman arrived to planet Earth. 3 years ago, Superman introduced himself to the world as Superman. I don't know if he says weeks. 3 weeks ago, Superman stopped a war. But I fucking should have had the name of the war. Boravia. Oh yeah, Boravia and Jarnapur. He stopped the war, right? This is 3 weeks ago. And then 3 days ago, something happens, whatever. And then 3 minutes ago, I'll get to that. I'll go back to that. So Lex's plan is he has kind of manufactured this war between Bravia and Jaipur. And what he wants to happen is Superman. He knows Superman's going to insert himself in this war, right? And he's gonna politicize this in saying that metahumans shouldn't interfere with wars between two foreign countries, because obviously Superman is based in the U.S. And then Lex is going to kind of take Superman out of the picture because of that, whether he is I don't want to say arrested, but kind of punished or pushed to the side to not interfere in this war.
Gotcha.
And then Lex, once Boravia, goddamn, Boravia, these goddamn fake countries. Once Boravia wins the war, Lex is going to take a piece of that land that they or like whatever they take over, and he's going to turn it into his own nation. He wants his own nation.
Lex's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's it, right? Like he wants to be a king of his own nation, basically. He has a couple of his own metahumans. One of them's called the Mechanic, and she is kind of like a shapeshifter with kind of nanobots all over her body, but her hands can turn into blades, and she can just kind of do whatever, right?
She's made up of nanobots, or on her?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucked up.
And then he has this guy called Ultraman. So that's his whole plan throughout this movie. Is he hates Superman. He wants to get him out of the picture so he can take over this country and start his own nation, and that's it. All right. Yeah. So the beginning of this movie kind of sets me off on the wrong track, and not because of its quality or because of what happens, but because they showed me almost the first 10 minutes of this movie I've already seen. And I kind of hate when movies do this. And they trick you. Like if someone says, watch the first 7 minutes of this movie, that's fair game. I just won't watch it, right? If it's a movie that I know I'm going to go see, I just won't watch. I don't want to see the first 7 minutes of a fucking movie. But what they did is they said, watch this clip from Superman, and then you watch this clip, and it ends up being the first 10 minutes. Anyways, I don't know if you watched this scene, but Superman gets his ass kicked.
Okay.
Beginning of this movie.
Love it.
We don't see the fight, but we see him going back to Antarctica to try to, recover. And he just lands in the snow in Antarctica, and he is a complete mess. He's bleeding everywhere. He's kind of laying down in the snow in the fetal position, and he needs help getting to to his what is it called? Fortress of Solitude. Thank you, TJ.
Who needs Pete? Get
yeah, let TJ sit in this. And so he calls Krypto. Now, Krypto is a dog from Krypton, and he has all kind of, he's a super dog, right? He can fly. He's got Kryptonian powers and all this.
All right.
Never, I don't think we've ever really seen him in a, well, we haven't seen him in a movie, but I think he's maybe showed up in a cartoon or some sort
Okay.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Krypto comes and gets him, brings him back to the fortress. And then he's got these Superman robots that he has working in the fortress. Now, this is something we've never seen.
Let me ask you one question. Oh shit! No. Continue with that.
The robots pick him up. They lay him on this bed. When they do so, they say play his footage of his parents. It soothes him. So one of the robots throws on the. So it was the message that his parents sent with him, right, in his little pod or where the fuck they sent him to the Earth.
Yep.
And it's his parents. By the way, this took me off guard. His dad's Bradley Cooper. Like, I had no idea he was even in this movie. So we've had Marlon Brando, Russell Crowe, and now Bradley fucking Cooper as
Superman's dad.
Jor-El,
yeah.
And it's just it's a very common message. We did this to save you. You're very special. Blah, 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 blah. But he makes a note. One of the robots says, this is only half the message. The other half was destroyed in the crash when he landed on Earth. So anyways, they're playing that and they're fixing him up. They're doing all this shit. They bring out these super magnifiers for the sun because
these are the robots here.
Yeah, those are the robots.
Copy that.
They bring out the super magnifier to put him under the sun. The yellow sun gives him his strength and all that. He gets there. He gets his extra special dose of sun, and he's kind of all gets all healed up.
All right.
He goes back a little bit of a fight. So there's this the guy that beat his ass. He goes back to try and take this guy out, and he is what is his fucking name? So there's two. I forget his name because this guy has two alter egos in the film.
Oh, what a douchebag!
But he's like the Hammer of Boravia, right?
What a cocksucker.
So what this guy is, he's supposedly Boravia's superhero, and he's pissed off at Superman for stopping the invasion. Putting his nose where he shouldn't be.
Is that uncommon? Do we know if other countries have their own superheroes?
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said in the title card at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been around for 300 years. So
right. Gotcha.
That's one thing that, like, it's a good question though, because a lot of what happens in this movie is very underwhelming to Earthlings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They don't, like, there'll be a giant battle outside the this battle right here outside the windows of all these buildings, and they're just kind of sitting there going on with their day, like they don't even kind of care.
So this shit happens enough
all the time,
where they're just like, whatever, it's a traffic accident, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So this guy kind of kicks his ass again or whatever, and you find out that
I love Superman getting his ass kicked. I don't know if it's the way you're putting it or just the idea that Superman is just constantly getting his ass kicked that I just love.
It's interesting. Not only, like, we've kind of seen him down and out in other films, but to see him just get his ass handed to him by another dude in a movie in the very beginning of the movie, is really kind of showing you, like, this might not be the same kind of Superman that we're used to.
Well, I think you got to start there, right? I mean, you have to start with him. You have to build him up somehow.
Right. Anyways, they fight again. It doesn't end anyway. Like, no one wins. Kind of, they just kind of break apart. Superman gets his ass kicked a little bit again, but he gets his shots in. Okay, so then, oh my god, there's so many characters in this movie, dude. So from there, I guess we'll just go. Like, Superman goes home to Kansas, where he meets up with his his foster parents, I guess is what you would call them. And he gets he needs a little up talking from them on what he stands for and who he is, and these guys are great. And one of the more interesting things about this movie, like little tidbits, his parent. Now, I know you don't listen to Stern, but you listen to Shuley, and you kind of know their universe.
Sure,
so you know who Richard Christie is.
I've heard the name, yeah.
Okay, so Rich Christie is a guy, like, he won when they did once they let what's his name? Who does Shuley fucking hate?
Stuttering John.
When Stuttering John left, they had a competition to fill his spot.
Right, I remember that. Yep.
And Richard Christie is one of the guys. Him and Sal, they both got hired in that competition.
Yep.
Okay, so Richard Christie, and he's an idiot. He's a drunk, and he's He's a crazy nerd, you know, but he's friends with James Gunn. He was in the Guardians movies.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
as a Ravager, and he ended up becoming friends with James Gunn. What happens is Superman's parents, the actors, had Richard Christie's parents call him. Who are they? Regular callers on the Stern show because they're
Mhm,
so funny. They the way they talk and the way they
mhm.
treat Richard is just this loving, you know, Kansas couple. They would call the actors that played his parents and leave messages so that they could get their dialect down. Like he
Oh,
wanted
really? Yeah,
them
yeah.
to talk like Richard Christie's parents,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I love
it's
those details.
so fucking funny that
That's awesome.
when you watch it, you can say, "Hey, Richard, it's your dad."
Did you know that leading up to it? So
I did hear a little bit about it.
so were you looking for it? You were looking for Alfred?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanted to see
yeah.
if it was exactly
That's
them.
awesome.
And then I guess I didn't see it, but I guess him and his mom and dad are thanked in the credits of the film.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, and then and then I watched some videos today, and they reestablished it. Really funny thing. Anyways, um, we get to see him go to Daily Planet and start work.
Mhm, mhm.
Very rarely do we see him as Clark Kent in this movie, so this is kind of the one big scene. You know,
Oh, okay.
he's much goofier. He's got like the broccoli hair, like my kids do. Like they get, you know what I mean? It just looks like a bunch of hair coming
Broccoli
on
top.
top of his
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
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 yeah. And then this is where he interacts with kind of everybody in the Daily Planet. You get Jimmy Olsen, you got Lois Lane, you got Perry Watson, you got a couple of the people. Just like you meet everyone in there, and you kind of see this back and forth between him and Lois. You know, Lois is very headstrong. You know, Pulitzer Prize winning
yeah.
reporter.
Mhm, mhm.
She's, you know, she's got opinions, right? And Clark's opinions are a little bit different. You see them go a little bit back and forth. But this is the this is the scene where one of the funniest running things of this movie is everybody wants to fuck Jimmy Olsen.
What?
It's so weird,
What?
dude. It took me off guard. Like, so there's girls in the office and they're looking over at him and they're like, "Oh, he's so hot!" Like everyone wants to bang Jimmy
What
Olsen
the
in this
hell?
movie.
I love it.
I was fucking dying at this.
And is he just like, "Oh, I don't know."
Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with it, but it ends up being a big part of the film, a big
Oh,
plot
okay,
point, and we'll
okay.
get there.
Because the actor
Um,
playing him, who's in the Gemstones, he's been in a
yeah,
bunch of other stuff too. But I can picture him in that role of just kind of like, "What,
y-
what?"
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That guy's awesome.
So after that scene, we get you know, Lois goes to her apartment and someone's in there, and she's like, "Oh," she grabs a bat and she doesn't know what it is, and it's Clark, and we find out there that they're an actual couple. So this banter going on in the office is kind of like a, you know, a playful kind of
Okay.
back and forth between them, and she knows that he's Superman. So,
Hmm.
you know, right off the bat, you kind of, this is a little bit different too. So okay.
Sure.
And they end up getting in like kind of a little bit of a tiff because she's got opinions about him inserting himself into this war that he doesn't necessarily agree to. He's just trying to be a good guy. He doesn't understand why people don't, you know, he's like, the people were going to die. And she's like, it wasn't your place though. And blah, blah, blah. He just wants to be the best human possible, right? He just wants to be like everyone else, but he has the power to make a difference and he tries to do good with everything he does.
Hmm.
And it's just upsetting to him that not everyone agrees with his insights on that type of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
So Lex, while Lex has a distraction for him because he's got a plan. So Lex lets out this little kind of like this little, it looks like almost like a Stitch like monster, like a
Hmm.
little you know, what do you call them, like Gojira, like not a Godzilla, but fucking, what do you call those things? Ah,
What are you talking about? Like a
like a little,
gremlin?
like a little monster. Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah. Like
kind
a
of like
little
that.
gizmo or something.
Yeah, they let him out
Furby?
in Metropolis,
Okay.
and he's just a little guy, right? And
This is Lex's like toy or
this is
whatever.
his plan. This is his distraction plan.
Oh, his distraction play. Yeah, got you.
Yeah, yeah. So the guys that let him out, they're like, well, that doesn't seem like much of a distraction. And one of them's like, well, he's going to get bigger. So the next day we see this thing's the size of fucking King Kong and it's storming through Metropolis, right? So Superman's got to show up and stop this thing. But while this is happening, Lex has found out the location of the Fortress of Solitude because the mechanic had kind of followed Superman when he flew back to heal himself at the very beginning.
Mhm.
The mechanic had kind of followed him to see where he went. Anyways, Lex, mechanic, Ultraman, they all go to the Fortress of Solitude. and then the doors open up automatically for him, and you don't really know how or why this is happening at the beginning. In this scene, you don't know why it's happening. They go in there, they get attacked by the robots. They destroy all the robots. Mechanic is just cutting them up with her blade hands and all this kind of shit. Ultraman's destroying them. Krypto comes to the rescue. He's been left at the fortress. He takes a chunk out of Mechanic's face, and they're all pissed. But while they're there, they put Krypto to the side, and they go to it looks like, I don't know, the tech center of the Fortress of Solitude, and they find the message from his parents, and they see that it's been corrupted halfway through. But because of all her nanotechnology, the Mechanic can go right into the computer and kind of find that missing end of the message. So they get this message, and we don't get to see what it is, but Luthor gets very excited about what this message says. We go back to the city. Superman's still fighting this giant dragon or whatever the hell it is, and he's trying. They go out of their way in the scene, Alyx, to show how much of a good person he is, right?
Okay.
The thing's stomping down in Metropolis, and he's like holding its foot up, like not letting it step on a squirrel. There's a whole scene dedicated to him saving a squirrel in this one scene. And then there's a dog that comes over, and he's saving this dog. He uppercuts this monster, and it looks like it's going to fall back into this building, and he flies around and stops it from falling back in this building. He's doing everything in his power to, first of all, not kill this thing because it's not its fault, and second of all, save anyone else getting injured.
No collateral damage. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, while this is happening, it looks like he needs a little bit of help. So the Justice Gang shows up. That's what they call themselves, and that's them right there. Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific.
Okay.
And they don't fuck around like Superman does. They almost immediately killed this thing by inserting bombs into its stomach and blowing it up and killing it, basically.
And we're talking Green Lantern.
This is like, I think he's like the third Green Lantern. So I don't think it's the same Green Lantern that Ryan Reynolds played in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This Green Lantern is a dick. He's also probably the best thing of this movie. Nathan Fillion is utterly perfect as this dude. He is sarcastic. He's an asshole. He's money hungry. He wants sponsorship money. He wants fame. He just, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And he's named them the Justice Gang, and the other two hate the name, and it's an ongoing joke throughout the movie. I will say this at this point, even though Fillion, he's over the top and being an asshole in this movie. So in comparison to the Guardians movies, this movie isn't as funny as those movies.
Okay.
It's, there's some humor there, but it's much more, I don't know, well-hearted than it is funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everyone's got a one-liner. Not everyone's hilarious.
It's kind of weaved into the story and weaved into the characters and what they're doing.
A little bit. And
where it's like they're incidentally funny or accidentally funny because of their reaction or something like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Superman's not, he's not Star-Lord, right?
Sure.
There's no Rocket. There's no Groot here. There's nothing that, like, where almost every scene there is for laughs. That it doesn't exist in this movie. And also the music's a little bit different too. Where James Gunn would, just have a fucking banging track throughout the Guardians movies. This is a lot more score, obviously, and they use a Superman score a lot in here.
Okay.
And if there is any kind of pop music or just music in general, it's almost used in a way like, there's a word for this and I can't remember what it is, but someone's like listening to a song, and then when the kind of action picks up, it kind of takes over the score. You know what I mean? It becomes the score of the movie.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then it'll go back. When it's done, it'll go back to whatever headphones or whatever that person was listening to. That kind of
that's cool.
Yeah.
Where it's like coming from a source and then becomes part of the movie. It becomes part of the whole scene.
Yeah, and
then it goes back to the source.
Yeah, and it's still well done.
Hey guys, it's your pal Alyx, and I want to tell you about our friends over at ParkSense.com. Go there and use the code BINGE20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order. If you like the Disney or Universal parks and want to bring some of the sensory magic back home, go to ParkSense.com and pick out your favorite candle, room spray, or wax melt. The best thing about ParkSense.com is the variety of scents that bring you right back to the park. The extraterrestrial adventure candle will remind you of Universal's ET ride, and the Wizard Beer's butterscotch scent will transport you to the Hogwarts Express right from your living room. So go to ParkSense.com, stock up on some fantastic smells, and use the code BINGE20 at checkout for 20% off your order. Thank you to ParkSense.com, and now back to the show.
Okay, so at the end of this fight, when they kill the dragon and all that, they're all kind of like, they land and they're taking their accolades and all that. Lex is now taken over all the billboard or the video screens in Metropolis, and he's showing the second half of the message from his parents. And what turns out is the second half is Superman's dad and mom telling him that his job on Earth is to basically take it over and turn it into Krypton. It tells him to take as many wives as possible and bang the shit out of them and repopulate Earth with Kryptonians.
Okay.
Which is, and the whole world kind of turns on Superman in an instant. They're like, "What?
Yeah,
the fuck is this?
yeah.
Like,
No,
this is what
remind
you're gonna
me.
do?"
Remind me, the second half of the message wasn't.
It was corrupted from
It
the.
was
landing.
corrupted.
Yeah,
but the message is from his actual parents or
Yes.
his adopted parents.
No. His actual.
His
parents.
actual parents,
Yeah.
okay.
His Kryptonian parents.
Yeah, copy that.
So he had never seen that second half. It's always been this kind of, well-meaning message about why they had to send him there and this, but it's always been cut off before it tells him
Dude,
to
that's
bang,
fucking hilarious.
bang the entire planet,
Yeah, bang
take it over.
everybody. I love it.
So Superman's like, what the fuck is this? Everyone turns on him. The Justice Gang, they kind of bring him into this building, and him and Green Lantern face to face. He's just like, what the fuck is this? Like, is this what you're fucking here for? And then everyone thinks he's a bad guy immediately, right? So during this conversation, I think Green Lantern says, how did they even get this footage? And Superman's like, oh shit. And he just takes off. And he realizes that they've been to the Fortress of Solitude. So he goes there, he finds all the robots decimated, the fortress is destroyed, and Krypto's gone. And he's like, oh fuck. So more than anything, he turns himself in just to get his dog back.
Yeah, I get it.
He knows how he's been brought up in Kansas. He knows that, what his real parents are saying in this message is not what he's been about this whole time, and it's not what he's about to be about, right? Like, he has to have this conversation with Lois, he has this conversation with his parents, and he's not turning himself in because he feels like he needs to be arrested for anything. He needs to find this fucking dog, which is I love this storyline.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's just like, I almost said like out loud while we were watching, like, you get out there and you find that fucking dog.
You get out there and you find that fucking dog. Absolutely.
So Lex now this is where it gets fucking. This is another interlude here, if I may. This is one of the most comic book movies I've ever seen. It is so, like, if you read a comic book and there's so much shit going on the page after page, you're in a different universe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's nonstop shit that you thought they could never translate this into a movie. And what James Gunn does here is he honestly makes it, and I'm not talking like Incredible Hulk where there's fucking comic book panels.
Yeah,
no. Like, just the feel of this is absolute fucking chaotic comic book action. And it's done pretty well, man. It really, as much as shit as hard as it is to explain to you, it comes out on the screen like it's beautiful chaos, man. It's crazy.
Is it one of those things like where when you're comparing it to a comic book and like you're talking about the chaos and you flip the page and it's like different chaos, like where your eye goes to different parts of the frame or the page or whatever, and you're like, oh, look at this over here, look at that. Is it that kind of thing where like everything is on screen and you don't know what to pay attention to?
Absolutely. That happens throughout the movie. There's one still, we just passed it actually, and maybe the next time it comes around I'll show you. And this also ties into what I was saying about how the world's kind of blasé about superheroes and supervillains.
Mhm.
Lois and Clark are having a conversation in Lois's apartment, and there's this giant glowing orb attacking Metropolis outside the window. And he doesn't even care. He's just like putting his boots on, really slow, like, you know what I mean? And Lois is just looking at it, she's like, oh, that's going on. And it's hilarious.
Hmm.
There's this giant cosmic event happening outside the window, and Lois and Clark are just in the talking about, what he's gonna do, or how he, like, why did his parents say this, and you know what I mean. It's a very, very interesting scene. Anyways, okay. Soups turns himself in. Lex has got a place for him. Lex has a pocket. What does he call it? A pocket universe that he's created. And I'm telling you, this is where it gets real comic booky.
Okay.
And he's made these. Now, I don't necessarily think he's created the pocket universe, but he's created the portals that get you to this pocket universe. And it's kind of like a mini universe in between gigantic universes, and it's secluded in that he uses this kind of like as a prison universe, and anybody he doesn't like,
He throws her.
he puts into a cell in this cosmic universe. There's like girls that like betrayed him in these cells.
What
and they, and they're and
incel piece of shit.
And like, yeah, he absolutely is. And then like they're right next to Superman, like, you know what I mean? So he throws Superman in this cell with what's this fucking? See, another fucking guy that I got. He throws him in this cell with this Metamorpho. Okay, now this guy can recreate any kind of material on Earth, I guess.
Okay.
Metamorpho is this guy. He's just sitting in the cell. He's very, very sad, and he's got his head down. And Lex explains to him, like, I've put you in this cell with this guy because he can recreate, and here we go, kryptonite. All right. So as soon as he puts him in the cell, Metamorpho turns his hand into kryptonite, and Superman is just out of commission the entire time he's in this cell. And Lex is grilling him about what is he? I don't even remember what he's grilling him about. I can't remember what it is, but he wants information out of Superman, and he goes and gets this guy from Metropolis that helped Superman one of the times when the Hammer of Baravia punched him to the ground. This guy helped him up. Seemed like a very minor character at the beginning, but they bring this guy in, and he holds a gun to his head, and he starts playing Russian roulette with him. He's like, "You're going to tell me what I want to hear, or I'm going to kill this guy." And, he's spinning the barrel, puts his head, click. Spinning the barrel, puts his head, click. He spins the barrel, and he shoots this guy right in the fucking head. Totally took me. I was just like, oh my God. Like, he totally murdered this innocent dude right in front of Superman. We find out afterwards.
Was he just like, oh, well?
Yeah, he was just like, oh wow. He's like, that was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Yeah. Lex is great in this movie. He's really, really good. We find out after he leaves and that he'll be back. He says, I'm going to come back with maybe that reporter that you like at the Daily Planet, or maybe Clark Kent, who always gets interviews with you. Superman starts talking to Metamorpho. Now, Metamorpho is there because Lex, across the fucking, I don't know, the valley of these clear cells, is another villain that is holding Metamorpho's baby. And this is why Metamorpho is doing this. So he's being blackmailed. Superman says, look, if you just stop with the fucking kryptonite, I can be Superman and get us out of here. Like, it's not a big deal. And he's like, no, I don't believe you. He's going to kill my son and all this. At the same time, Mr. Terrific, another fantastic character in this movie, by the way. Mr. Terrific, he's a multi-millionaire that has created all these kind of T-orb, like he's a techno genius, and all his powers are kind of tech related, right? He has opened up the portal. Him and Lois have gone looking for Superman. So at the same time that they kind of get into the portal, Metamorpho takes off the kryptonite. Superman busts out of the cell. There's a whole scene of them being sucked into a black hole in the back of this fucking pocket universe, and they're trying to save the baby, and the portal is now closing because it's becoming too much power. And oh my God, so what
the fuck is going on right
honest
now?
To God, dude, I was like fearing explaining this movie to you. It's so crazy. So they're getting sucked into a black hole. They're being attacked by Lex's guards. What are they called? Raptors? I think they're raptors. They're being attacked by their guards. Everyone's being sucked into this black hole. Superman's got the hold of his baby. Metamorpho's trying to save him. Krypto's there because that's where he was being kept. Superman found him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Krypto breaks out and he's trying to save them too. Mr. Terrific and Lois are in this portal that's slowly closing around them, and everyone's got to get back. Everyone fucking gets back. They save the baby. Metamorpho comes out with them. He joins them for the rest of the movie. Holy fuck. So let's get to so we get to the end now where Superman and everyone has come back. The war is back on. Baravia is now going to attack fucking the name of that country again, Jahanapur.
Of course, rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. So he's going to attack them, but Superman's kind of stuck in between. Like, he doesn't know if he wants to deal with Lex or he wants to stop this war again.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets the League. What did I call them? The Justice Gang. The Justice Gang goes to deal with the war, while Superman is going to deal with Lex and Ultraman and the Mechanic. Great scene with the Justice Gang showing up. This is Green Lantern's shining moment. He just starts flicking his hand at these, and you could see it very, very quickly in the trailer.
I think I saw it. Yeah,
he starts flicking his hand at the tanks and all that. But I don't know if they don't really show it in the trailer though. But what he's flicking is literal hands that come up and shoot the finger at the tanks and flip them upside down and destroy them all. Absolutely hilarious scene. So Soup's got to deal with this. So we find out, obviously, the Hammer Baravia is Ultraman. Okay, so because that was Lex's way of making that war happen. But then once Soup has a fight, he fights with the Mechanic and Ultraman in a baseball diamond. Mr. Terrific shows back up after the war, and then this is crazy. So she takes her nanotechnology, and once he gets beat down by Ultraman a little bit, she inserts all her nanobots to fill his lungs and suffocate him.
That's fucking gnarly. Holy shit.
It's really gross. And Superman, like, even, I think someone even asked, it might have been Jimmy Olsen or somebody else. There's something about Jimmy Olsen I didn't tell you. Superman, they say, well, what does that matter? Can he hold his breath like forever? And they're like, yeah, but only if he has, a lungs full of air. Like, he didn't do that, right? Like, so you could see all the nanobots go into his lungs and fill them up, and they cover his face, and you can't even see his face, and you can see him struggling. He's struggling hard to get it all off him, and it won't. Like, every time he tears, a million other nanobots fill that spot. So he flies straight up in the air, and the Mechanic's still attached to him. He goes like right out into space, and then he free falls all the way back down to Earth. And when he does that, he kind of takes the Mechanic out of commission. Her nanobots stop responding to her, and he has this scene where he takes all the nanobots out of his mouth. Oh, it's so fucked up. Like, he's throwing up nanobots, all this shit's coming out of his mouth. He gets that out of there. She's out of commission. Now he's just got to deal with this goddamn Ultraman. And now we find out Ultraman's second alter ego.
Spectre Man?
Nope.
God damn it.
So Lex, who is obviously a genius, super villain, billionaire. He had created a clone of Superman. He is Superman. Ultraman is Superman, just a little bit dumber, right? Just not
probably give him a conscience or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Didn't teach him good things.
Perfect wording.
Yeah.
Like, he takes his mask off, and it's just him with long hair, so he's fighting himself. I find this funny.
No mustache.
No mustache.
Come on. I like how the new form of that is like just long hair. It's
right.
Like, it's a bad guy right there.
Yeah. And he's I find this funny because that show The Boys.
Sure.
the comic book that it's based on, and I'm pretty sure they're not going this route for the TV show, so I don't think I'm spoiling the TV show, but this is the exact ending of The Boys, where Homelander, we finally find out the one masked individual that was been on his team since the beginning was a clone of Homelander the whole time. It was like their defense against him if he ever, got out of control. They would have their own Homelander.
Makes sense.
Basically, the exact same thing that Lex has done here. That if he ever needs, to control Superman, he has his own Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if this guy's supposed to be like. Have you ever heard of Bizarro Superman?
Sure, absolutely.
Which is kind of like the same kind of idea in the comics. But he's like he looks a little bit rougher in that. And I don't know if this guy's going to end up turning into him or whatever, because once Superman does eventually beat him, all that happens is the portals that Lois and Mrs. Terrific and Superman, they all came out of, it collapses on itself. And that pocket universe is now taking over Earth, where it's kind of like absorbing all the land of Metropolis. It's going like right up the middle of Metropolis. It's like splitting buildings completely in half, and all this is happening. So during this fight, this is what's happening. And once Ultraman gets beat, he gets sucked into this thing. So he's not necessarily dead, but he's gone for the moment. All right, before we get to when Superman goes and finally confronts Lex, the Jimmy Olsen thing. Jimmy, right? Everyone wants to bang him. Lex's girlfriend in the movie, Mrs. Teschmacher, who was, the girlfriend from the original Superman, Miss Teschmacher. She has a thing for Jimmy. She wants to bang Jimmy. So the whole time, she's like been threatening, like, I'm gonna send. No, not Lex, but she's like, I have all this information. I'll send it to you if we can go out for a date. Like, it all hinges on whether Jimmy Olsen accepts this Mrs. Teschmacher in his life. And he says, okay, fine. And he calls her mutant toes because her toes look like fucking shrimps. So he doesn't really want to hang out with her because she's gross. But he finally says, okay, fine. And all she sends him is a whole bunch of these selfies. One of the stills I sent you there was her taking a selfie. She does this throughout the movie. When all this shit's going on, she's just taking selfies, and there's like the camera will pass by her and you can just see her taking selfies.
So it's kind of out of context until
it's not, right?
Until it all comes together. Yeah.
So she sends them all these selfies, and at first Jimmy's like, what the hell is this? Like, I thought you had stuff to send me. So what they figure out, I think Lois ends up figuring out, or Perry does, in the background of all these selfies is all the plans that Lex has for taking over the nation. And
did she do that on purpose, or she was just?
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Okay.
So she wanted to have all that information, and she looks like a flippant idiot throughout the movie, just taking selfies all the time. But she's been taking all these selfies to get all of his plans and evidence against him. They figure it out. That's why now they have all the information they need to know that he's an evil genius that has been behind this plot the whole time. He manufactured the war. He's doing it for, he's buying off the president of Baravia. He's only starting this war because of Lex. At one point, Hawk Girl catches up with the president of Baravia, and she, again, to put themselves aside from Superman, she flat out murders him. She throws him onto a building from about 300 feet in the air. Crazy. Hawk Girl, by the way, is the girlfriend from Last of Us. Her girlfriend. Yeah. She's really good. And so Supes shows up at Luthor Corp, busts into the window. Luthor's, they're talking. This is the first scene they had the whole movie together. It's the last scene of the film, basically. They talking major smack to one another, and Lex is saying all this, but they have all the proof, and Lois and Perry have been working on a story, right? And they've released the story, so all the world knows what Lex has been up to. And he's been beaten, and he's got the mechanics down, the Ultraman's down, and we get a Hulk and Loki moment at the very end when he says, he thinks he's going to get away with it all, and fucking Krypto flies into the office and just beats the ever-living shit out of grabs him by the leg and flails him around like Hulk did Loki for about fucking a minute straight in the office. It's just fucking glorious. And then that's kind of basically it. They everything's solved. There's a couple credits scenes, but they have nothing to do with anything that goes on in the future, except this isn't a credit scene, but one of the very last scenes of the film is Krypto and Superman back at the fortress.
Mm-hmm.
Robots are all better. Robots, by the way, the main robots, I think, voiced by Alan Tudyk.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yep. So they, they have a personality, and they're quirky.
They're not one dimensional. Yeah.
Absolutely, they're really cool. So they're sitting there, and this might be my favorite scene in the movie. Someone crashes into the Fortress of Solitude, and it's the very end of the movie. You're like, what the fuck now? Now what are they gonna do? Are they setting up something else? And Millie Alcott comes out as Supergirl around the corner, and she's fucking hammered.
What?
She's hammered, and she just starts talking shit to all the robots and to Superman. Now, Kara is his cousin. That's been known for years. That Kara, Supergirl, is Superman's cousin, but she's older. She walks in, she starts just fucking talking shit to everybody. She's like, "Where's my dog? I asked you to watch my dog. What the hell happened to him?" Krypto runs up, jumps into her arms. She talks a little bit more shit, and then on her way out, she's like, "All right, I gotta go to such and such. See you later, bitch." She calls Superman a bitch. So, it was so fantastic. And she's out, and she takes off, and that's all we see of her in this film. This is her. She's got the next movie, and now what I've read into this is that it's going to be based on this certain comic, which I found and I'm going to read. It's called Woman of Tomorrow, I believe. It tells her kind of her origin story and how she was older and left Krypton after Superman did. So she saw the destruction of her whole planet and the death of her parents. And so she went through all that shit.
That's an origin story right there.
So she's really kind of broken inside. And what she does is she goes to other planets because she can't get drunk on Earth because of the yellow sun gives her those powers. She goes to planets with red suns so she can get shit-faced and just drink her sorrows away all the time.
God, how much do you want to go to a red sun right now? Fucking hang out at a red sun with fucking Kara? God damn it.
So her 1 minute of screen time might have been my favorite part of the movie.
That's awesome.
Can't wait for that.
So she didn't get a message like, "Hey, go fuck all the guys and then get pregnant by all these guys."
Yeah, that's interesting too. Like, did she that's interesting though. Like, I think one of the videos I watched today was like, well, did she know what the other half of that message really was? Like, why didn't she tell Clark? Like, he's just a drunk idiot.
Yeah.
And one more cameo that I forgot to tell you about is after the news comes out about Superman's parents' message about why he's really on Earth. There's a program on TV where they're doing an interview, and they're like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" And they cut over to, and it's Peacemaker, and he's talking,
no shit.
Yeah, he's talking mad shit about Superman. He's like, "Yeah, I knew this. Like, of course, he's an asshole."
And it's Cena. It's Cena too. Yeah.
So that was kind of cool too. But other than that, yeah, no references to Batman, or there might have been a street sign about Gotham or something like that, but nothing. No Flash or Aquaman or Martian Manhunter or any kind of shit. Like no glimpses into the future here. This is its own kind of story. It had enough characters. I'm glad they didn't do all that kind of shit. Like, what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think it's playing it safe, or is it more? I don't. They're planning on something, but just in case, like a safety, right? They're not going to go balls out with opening it up just in case something blah 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 happens.
I don't know what the actual future plans for this are. Like, obviously, I would love this to be a trilogy because obviously I think James Gunn knows how to make a fucking trilogy really well, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's actually directing Supergirl. I know he'll probably be an executive producer. I don't know who's actually directing it. And then actually one of the next movies too is Clayface. Now Clayface is a Batman villain, but the story was delivered to James Gunn by fucking Mike Flanagan, which I just found out today before doing research for this video. Mike Flanagan is the guy Dr. Sleep and all those all those Netflix shows like Midnight Mass
and all that. Yep, absolutely.
So that I was fucking really excited about that. So I can't wait for that. But going forward, I don't know. Is he really gonna have an individual movie? Like, is he gonna bring in fucking Pattinson's Batman? Is he going to start his own Batman?
Mhm.
Is he going to do a movie for Flash? Is he going to do a movie for
Well, let me ask you:
Cyborg?
do you have to have those crossovers though?
I don't know if the eventual end is to have a Justice League movie.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I
can
think
see that.
so.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that
Totally.
now what we're describing is the Marvel. That's what
That's
Marvel
the
did,
blueprint, right? That's
right?
the
And that,
framework of how you get to the point where you get a big Justice League with all the characters on screen and everything.
right.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
from what I've heard, is James Gunn doesn't want to take that track. Like he doesn't want to redo what Marvel did. So I don't know. I don't know what the actual plan is.
Mhm.
I feel like Wonder Woman is also coming up. I think that's supposed to be after Clayface. I don't know, man. There's a lot of superheroes here for them to. Well, I guess Marvel took 32 movies or whatever to do it. Is James Gunn going to be around for 32 movies in DC to handle this?
No, but there wouldn't be as many recognizable characters from the DC universe than there were for Marvel universe. So maybe it takes half
Yeah.
the movies or even a
But
quarter of the movies.
but also that's where he fucking shines.
Yeah, totally.
Like Guardians wasn't a brand name in
For sure.
Marvel,
Yeah,
right? And
absolutely, man.
he made it fucking amazing. I don't know,
Mhm.
man. It's in safe hands as far as I'm concerned. After
Yeah,
seeing it,
you seem excited about the future of this. Whatever
absolutely,
is
man.
going to happen after this.
This is a fun ass movie. Like I had a lot of fun going into a blank slate. I was just like, I don't know, man. I'm not that excited about it. And then I just had a lot of fun with it. A
Yeah.
lot of fun with it. I just love his way of filmmaking. There is quirky, ridiculous parts in it, but it kind of fits the whole narrative of Soup's just trying to be the best dude possible. It's such a about face from like Man of Steel Superman, right? Like he's just so angry all the time. He didn't want to be Superman, right? Like and fucking like how many people were murdered in Metropolis at the end of Man? Like I don't know,
Yeah.
you probably didn't see it or whatever, but
Tons,
so
millions. I'm still hearing about it to this day.
yeah, so many people were murdered in Metropolis in that first movie, and then this movie they literally go out of the way to show him saving a squirrel during a battle with a giant fucking lizard monster in the middle of Metropolis.
I won't say like he's coming off as like bumbling or anything, but
Mhm.
it's kind of like a bumbling Superman,
Mhm.
right? But he's not bumbling. It's more of his mind is in a different place than
A little bit.
well, his mind is a different place when he's fighting the big bad.
Mhm.
It's not just fighting and killing the big bad. It's the collateral damage, like you said.
Absolutely.
It's interesting. It's a new angle to that character that
And he's not
I haven't seen because I haven't seen 15 of the movies.
right, and he's not perfect either. It's almost like James Gunn.
True.
He heard my gripes almost. Like it felt personal at the beginning of this movie. I'm like, we get it. He's unbeatable, and you just need kryptonite to beat him. And the first scene of this movie is him getting his ass handed to him
Yeah. So
by just another dude.
James Gunn's tired of hearing that shit too. He
Yeah,
doesn't want to
absolutely.
fucking see the same shit.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. This is better than Thunderbolts. This is better than the last Captain America. This is better than any Marvel movie I've seen.
Mhm.
I don't know, since Endgame or maybe Spider-Man. I don't know. Like, fuck.
Mm.
Good for them. I mean,
Wow.
it's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, just going back to the Marvels thing, just because it's fresh in my mind, we did a Just Tell Me What Happens for Thunderbolts. Great show. That's on the YouTube channel. You guys go check that out after this.
Yeah.
But I watched that recently and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I enjoyed it. These are relatively new characters that we're spending a lot of time with. And kind of what they're up against is just kind of like interesting and fresh for this universe or for the MCU. And but it does seem like a bridge movie though. It does seem like we're going somewhere. So it's interesting to hear this perspective on Superman and as a greater whole the DC universe and seeing what James Gunn could do with it because he's obviously done amazing things in the MCU.
Yeah.
But this take on one of the biggest superheroes ever just getting his ass handed to him. Fucking scene 1 is just like, I love that take. I
Yeah.
love that take. That's
Yeah.
cool. So I'm looking at the runtime. It's 129 minutes. Do you
Yeah.
feel, this is for PMC? Do you feel that runtime? Do you feel
No.
that's too long?
I don't.
Is 2 hours the new hour and a half? You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like where that's the standard, I guess it's been maybe.
Absolutely. It was actually when I thought it was going to be longer going into it. I thought this was going to be like a 2.5 hour movie. With that's somewhat tight for a introductory to a fucking
totally.
new phase of a franchise. But you don't feel it. Like it drags a little bit in the middle when him and Lois are having their back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily love Lois in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with her. I didn't watch Marvelous Miss Maisel, so I'm not like a big fan of her or anything. She does have this kind of like she just doesn't give a fuck about anything. She doesn't give a fuck that he's Superman. She doesn't give a fuck about what he thinks. And I don't know. I get it, women power and all that kind of shit, and how they're trying to portray her. I was just kind of like, I don't know.
But that wasn't the characterization of Lois in other films.
No, she was hard nosed, almost a little bit over the top hard nosed. In those original Superman movies. This one, she just doesn't seem like she cares too much about it. She gets better as she gets involved in the action. Like she ends up flying Mr. Terrific's spaceship and shit. Like, and she gets involved in stuff. It's just those early scenes where it's kind of like, I think it might be just subconsciously, like, I kind of agree with what Superman's saying and not what she's saying. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? The guy just saved everyone's life. Like, fucking get off his nuts. Like, just relax for a minute.
Yeah.
I get it. You got to ask the tough questions, but fuck
right.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, wow. So I had a couple questions here before we wrap up. The metahumans. What's the story with the metahumans?
So the metahumans are just basically like superheroes, like people that will have
that were here before humans were.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the movie, it says they've been around for 300 years.
Right.
So no, I don't know what that entails. Maybe that is it the Amazonians, like the Wonder Woman's people? Like I don't know who
okay, gotcha.
They're talking about.
So okay, gotcha. So there's no distinct definition for who these humans are. They could be the Amazonians or whoever the fuck else in the
anybody.
universe.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. It's not like they were a precursor to human beings or anything like that.
Right. No. They're like special power beings. Yeah.
All right. Check that one off. Give myself 2 points for that one.
What?
All right. I'm very interested in this mechanic character with the nanobots.
Yeah.
And her just being made up of nanobots. Is that right?
Yeah. That
is fucking wild, dude. Like
and there's a backstory to this chick. Now, while I was doing my research today, honestly, it's just overwhelming with the amount of fucking information that I came across today. I couldn't remember everything about her, but she's a character that existed in the comics.
Was it a lot more than you were expecting?
Yeah.
Like going into it, you're like, oh shit,
absolutely. But they talk about her at great length for a little bit. Where she's actually the second coming of this character. She took it over from another character when she infected her with her nanobots or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But there's a whole backstory to this character. She's fucking crazy. This one, like she's nuts.
She doesn't have a solid state. She's just made up of these nanobots.
She does. She has a solid state until she doesn't want to. Like when she goes into the computer, when she goes into the computer, all of her her fingers turn into these long kind of like wires, right? And they go into all the ports of the computer and all that. But she can make blade saws that are solid, and she throws and they destroy the Superman robots, or they hit Superman. Like, you know what I mean? Like they become solid state weapons.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So it's a little T2 action, kind of.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little liquidy until it's solid.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. I'm going to give myself half a point.
You're doing very well.
I wrote down Daily Planet for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. So the Justice Gang is Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl.
Yes.
Has Hawkgirl or Mr. Terrific, they sound familiar to me. Have they been in other movies or?
Hawkman was in Black Adam.
Hawktua was online.
Hawktua was into Bitcoin.
Right.
So I don't think there's maybe cartoons.
Okay.
I don't think any other movies.
Mr. Terrific sounds familiar, so I might know that from like a cartoon or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. That guy was, I thought going into this, I tried to limit my information going into the film.
Yeah.
I thought he was a bad guy. Like, even there's kind of some snippets and trailers that where it looked like they were kind of going head to head, and I thought he was one of the bad guys. I had no idea who this guy was going into it. He ends up being a really cool character. Liked him a lot. But that's where Gunn shines, right? He takes this fucking character. He's something that interests him about this character, and he brings it to the movie, and he fucking expands it and makes everyone love him. Yeah, what he does.
Fucking guy. God damn.
And then Metamorpho. So at the end of the movie, they meet Metamorpho, who has come back through the portal, right? The guy that turned his hand into kryptonite. Like, so he's now a good guy. He's come back through the portal, and the whole joke with the Justice Gang is that no one likes the name except Green Lantern. Hawkgirl says, Metamorpho, you did a pretty good job. Maybe you can join. And Green Lantern's like, nah, I don't think so. This and that. And then he's like, I don't think you're good enough for the Justice Gang yet. And Metamorpho says, ooh, Justice Gang, that's a cool name. And Green Lantern's like, you're in.
That's great. He sounds like Walker a little bit, like Captain America Walker, the new Captain America.
Yeah, a little bit more likable than Walker. Like
Walker's such a dick, dude. I fucking love that guy. All right, Justice Gang. Oh, that's a wash on that one. Daily Planet. What was I going to talk about with the Daily Planet? I don't know why I wrote that down, but oh yeah, Daily Planet. Okay, so when Clark shows up to Daily Planet, like, is he interviewing, or does he already has that job? Okay,
yeah, he's worked there for a long time.
Is that true for all of the movies? I don't remember.
No, I think in the original film they show him kind of showing up and asking for a job.
That's
or whatever.
what I thought. Yeah, okay.
He maybe he establishes himself with pictures of Superman or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like Daily Bugle, Spider-Man.
Yeah, gotcha. Yep, yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. All right. 5.5 points. Okay. I don't know. I think that's all I got. That's all I got on this one.
All right.
I just kind of love this. I don't know. I really like James Gunn. Like for me, I think I'm going to see a James Gunn movie rather than I'm going to see a Superman movie.
And if you take that attitude, you're going to have a blast, an absolute blast.
Yeah. Okay. And despite the fact that haven't seen about 10 of the Superman movies. It's about 10 of them. Yeah. I feel like I could fit right in.
Yeah, this is your introduction to Superman. It's perfect. It's perfect timing for you to get into Superman right now. This is it.
And that's the thing too, is like this character's been around our entire lives, right? Yep. Like, we know the character in terms of his superpowers, his villain, his weaknesses, where he works, the chicks that he hangs out with.
Yep.
It's almost like I already have the backstory. So, like, to your point, like, I don't want to look at anything else that might, now that this whole show negates that, but still, I wouldn't, in other circumstance, I wouldn't look for anything else, because like I already know the character. I can go in just with my already built-in Superman knowledge, and feel like I'm not missing anything, kind of thing.
Absolutely. And you're going to come out loving a whole bunch of characters you had no idea about. Like, he just, like I said, he's magical with that.
Dude, so the way that you set up Metamorpho was hilarious, just because it was like, all right, he's this character, he blah, 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 blah. But then, like, he's got a son. He's got a son. What the fuck?
So, again, there's a whole backstory to this dude that I came across today.
Weird, man.
It's just, it's so crazy. Like,
is it played for laughs, though? Or is it played... Well, I can't see that the whole movie is played seriously. But it's serious when it needs to be.
Absolutely.
Because that's Gunn. Like, he's very good at balancing all those elements.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for some, maybe it's just the way you sold it, but I can't see the whole Metamorpho and his son thing just being like played for seriousness.
He's super sad. He's super sad. This guy. He's just kind of.
But is it funny though, or no?
It's he eventually ends up being funny. He's kind of creepy when you first see him. Like this guy looks weird. Like he's got all these different kind of like skin things going on. Like one side's bumpy and one side's not. You know, you can tell it's from his metamorphosis.
Yeah,
over the years, right?
Yeah, totally. Oh, so he just got different layers of fucking different metamorphosis suits that he's had on.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of different layers to his skin.
And you can see that it's gnarly. Holy fuck, that's awesome.
Cool. There's one of the pictures of him was like in the package I sent you. One of them, I can't remember where it's at, but. And he again, he has a whole backstory that I came across today, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like this, like it's amazing the amount of research that goes into each one of these characters that I have never even heard of before, right? But they all have their own backstory, and they're all worked into this movie in one way or the other. So he's covered all his bases. You get a Metamorpho fucking fanboy come out of the blue, you better be on point for that dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Because he knows there's that one dude.
That's one dude.
The Metamorpho dude. Yeah. It's like you got to play to him a little bit.
And it's what's his name from Barry, the bald dude.
Oh, yeah. NoHo Hank?
Yeah, NoHo Hank.
Better.
Yeah, and he's great.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Love that character. All right, Law.
All right.
Give me a and I'm also looking he adapted this too. So he wrote this too.
Yeah.
And he based it off of a very specific series of Superman comic books. Very specific storyline.
He is he's doing it right, man.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
He's doing it right. You want a rating from me?
Yeah. Let's get a rating on 10.
Jeez. It's pretty soft. 8.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I had a fun time, man.
I did not think you were heading there. I thought you would have went for maybe a strong 7, maybe even a 7.5. So not too far off, but soft day. What about the kids? What do they think?
They both really liked it. I just went with the boys.
Yeah, gotcha.
Jess and Aves had no interest in it whatsoever.
I would have been hanging out with the girls.
Yeah,
what do you want to do now, girls?
They both really liked it, and TJ was he was kind of pumped. He was waiting for this for a long time.
Did he do any pre-watching of stuff leading up to it, or no?
No, he didn't. I think, but they've seen Superman 1 and 2. He watched Man of Steel after this. He went back and watched Man of Steel. But no, nothing leading into it. And Ethan's in this phase where he just reads all the reviews and shit before we go, and he likes to tell me 58% of the audience hates this movie, and I'm like, I don't want to hear that right now. We're just walking in. I don't want to hear about it.
He's built for this show. I mean, he wants to know what happens before he actually gets in there.
Yeah, he would. He
wants to inform you afterwards.
He would absolutely love. He doesn't even have to watch movies.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Are you gonna? So what's a verdict here? You're gonna go? You're gonna do? You're gonna theater this? Or are you gonna?
Well, I will see it because it's a James Gunn movie and not necessarily a Superman movie. Yeah. Love James Gunn, and that's the thing. Like, I didn't see the Suicide Squad in theaters.
Yeah.
And then, but that's the thing is, like, once you watch it at home, I'm like,
that was fun as hell.
Should have fucking watched it in theater. God damn it. I'm very interested in the soundtrack. Like, he's known for his soundtracks. It's a great fucking taste in music. And the fact that you say that it plays into the older or the Superman score and everything is kind of killer.
And there's a little bit of focus on a fake band in there. I think they're the mighty crab trees. I think they're called. Anyways, there's a back and forth between Lois again about them each being punk rock when they were growing up, and Lois starts making fun of them because the punk rock bands that he liked were shit, and Lois liked the real punk rock bands. Yeah. Anyways, I think the song that plays over the credits is a made up song from this band. Like, it's a fake song from a fake band.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's funny.
Love that. All right. I feel like I want to go see this.
Yeah.
Whether or not I'm going to the theater, I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me wants to see it in the theater because I don't remember the last time I went to the theater for, a big movie like this. It's been a while, and so it's whether or not I can actually get out to the theater to see it. But I will be seeing it.
You will be seeing it.
But is it necessary though? What do you think?
Is it necessary to see it in the theater?
Yeah, let's do an old school binge views. And we'll skip the skip it option, and we have stream it or see it in the theater.
Right. I honestly would recommend seeing it in the theater. I wasn't hyped at all for this movie after seeing clips online and all that kind of shit. We went last week to the movies to see Jurassic World, and I saw this trailer for the first time in the theater, and it just hit different, right?
Yeah,
like that was when the hype actually started for me. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that looks like a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah.
And it's because of that theater screen and that bass and that sound system. I would recommend seeing it in the theater, but yeah, you don't have to. I mean, look at it's going to be a good movie on whatever screen you see.
Either way, yeah.
I just think it was it hits a little bit different in the theater. I'm one to talk though, right? Like I wanted to see F1. I'm sure when I watch F1 on my laptop at work, it's not going to be the fucking same thing as seeing in the theater.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say that.
All right.
Might be different. It might be different. All right. I don't know. I can't give a verdict on whether or not I'm going to see it in the theater. I just know that I will watch it. And also, if you want to hear our Jurassic World, is that the new Jurassic World? No,
Jurassic World Rebirth.
If you want to listen to the Rebirth review, go to the Binge Media podcast feed, wherever you get your podcasts. It's up there. It's audio only, video coming soon. Patreon.com/binge media, $5 a month. You get the full binge. That's our archive going back to 2016. We do we released this Just Tell Me What Happens video early for patrons. You get to vote on commentaries every month. This month we did 28 Days Later.
Oh,
let me tell you that rebirth just because you said that and I'm like, hey, rebirth. That revisit, oh my god, Law. I don't know if you guys have seen
I haven't
28 Days Later in a while.
No.
Woo-wee. That is a fucking great movie.
Really?
Very close to being a 9. I'll spoil my review of that, but very close to being a 9. And it really solidified my opinion that Danny Boyle is one of our great directors. Like the guy is so fucking underrated. And then when you talk about like the writer director duo, like some of the classic duos, Alex Garland and Danny Boyle. I mean, those guys have done a handful of movies and they are all fucking amazing. So 28 Days Later commentary with me and Pete Setnick on the Patreon feed.
Nice.
Again, patreon.com/binge media, $5 a month, and parksense.com. Use the code binge20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order. Law, I have something that I want to show the people. And this is, we heard my opinion of whether or not I'm going to see this.
Right.
But this is Pete, who is on vacation right now. He wanted to give his 2 cents of what I should do.
Oh, okay.
And let's see what that is.
Yes.